Hi guys, so made a small video. I should go at the beginning to show the changes. Alright, so basically this is the remote repository. I am illustrating that with the first square. Local repository would be whatever the local repository contents are here. And that would be git ls files. So the only two files that exist here right now are the .ignore and readme.md, just like in the repo. So they're both in the same state. Now, the next thing we're gonna do basically is to create some local changes, and that will be echo my first change into first.txt. All right, as soon as we do this, like now our repo is, or like our local working directory is out of sync with the local state. All right, so let me play this video if it does. Okay. All right, so now basically the local state is tainted, but this is not part of the local repository yet. So all right, so git status is going to show untracked files. And guys, this is straightforward. Working with git, it's pretty simple and straight, but there are going to be idiots that expect you to remember these things by heart. But like whenever you meet such a guy, like who has expectations like that, they usually have some unresolved issues. But you are going to have to remember the syntaxes and what these commands do by heart if you're going to be a DevOps engineer for going to the interviews. All right, so but our point right now here is getting started on the right foot. So git ls files, and as you can see, it's still in sync here. So now this file is completely untracked. So the first thing that you do to get this, like first thing that you do is you stage these file, and what that means is basically you are saying to Git, hey, I think I am done making my changes here, so I'm ready to commit these changes. But you're still not committing. They're just like basically your local changes are staged into the local state. Okay, this might be a little confusing, but the green part is the local state. Okay, let's create one more file. All right, so the green part is the state that we have staged. But now this new file is not part of that, right? So when you say git status again, now the green part is your staged part, that is part of the local state, and the untracked file, which are just local changes, is at the bottom. Once again, if you want to add this file to this local state, you're going to have to add git add and then second txt, right? And that should do that. Second, no, capital S. Bad practice to use capital letters. I guess I just did it. So, but we are not going to do that because we are just going to add or like commit this first file into the repo. And that looks like this. So basically when you commit these changes to the repository, now the local repository, which still doesn't have these files, yes, files, Okay, so now the stage file it's showing here, and there are a bunch of flags to this command if you want to see what exactly they do, but like for the most part, except for the interviews, and well, maybe well as you become an advanced user, you will need these just to be humble, but I haven't needed them so far. So we're just going to go back to our awesome git status, which shows things just the way it need to be. Second.txt is a local change which has not been staged. So if we commit, it's not going to go to the repository. So we say git commit -m. Well, this is just syntax. Like all it does is from local state is going to send it to local repository to kind of say, all right, I am completely done with this. You get like 2 stops to do these things. So git commit -m, committing my first time. Okay, and every time you commit, you have to give a message. Okay, so now once again, let's do git status. All right, so the file that we had here that was in the local state, now it's gone into the local repo. So once again, git status, and now if you do ls-ltr, there are multiple files here, but the only file that we're seeing as red or green is this file. So that is the only change that exists here. Now this is once again just a local change. This has not gone to the master repo, and to send it to the master repo you need to execute a command called git push. So git push origin master, and basically if you go file by file, if you have staged just one file, that's the one that's going to get pushed. Well, that's the one that's going to get committed. If you have committed just one file, that's the one that's going to be pushed to the repository. And the second.txt is just an untracked change, so that's not going anywhere. But our first file should be here now. So first.txt is here. Now the same way, if we want to send the second.txt, same thing, git add second.txt. Once again, that caps lock. Okay, so git add second.txt, then commit, and then push. Our goal right now is using git status, git add, git commit, and git push, and then we'll use git pull and git checkout. Like, now that's all we're going to do right now. So right now there is only one file in the repo that we have already committed, and it's here too. So now we want to commit the second file, git commit. Actually, let's do one more thing. So echo insert change number 3 in first file, and that goes into first.txt. Okay, now if we look at this, both files will show red, and then I'm going to do git add and dot, which means add all the contents of this directory in. And now, like I keep saying to everybody, like, it is that Linus Oswald is amazing. Like, and he knows what he's doing. You don't really have to remember any git commands. Okay, now git status again. Now everything should be green. It is. Now git commit. I think I should not be doing this. Okay, you guys didn't see that. So git status. Okay, git commit -m, committing the second time. Okay, once again, it's I should fix that thing because it's getting annoying. All right, I'll pause and come back. I'm just gonna keep recording. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Oh, okay. All right. So Johnny Azad at local, and I'm just gonna keep it as is and save it. And I think it's not going to give us that ugly message once again. All right, I think it's not. Okay, git status, nothing changed or staged, and everything is committed to the repository. Now we want to push those changes. Git push origin master. All right, that message is gone, and now git status. Well, nothing is going to change here. Now, if you come here, I did not want it. Now, our second file is here. Plus, if we look into the first file, it also exists here. Okay, so now the version history of files, which is basically what the purpose, well, one of the many purposes of Git repository. So 6 commits, like that's what has happened so far, and basically what was the change committed here. Then the update readme.md, and then in the second commit, what did we do? Like basically these were the changes that were done. So we have a track of all the changes that were done in the repository, and now you can revert to a specific file using this commit number. But that's once again more than the scope of what I'm trying to show here. I just want to give a quick start to somebody who has not used this at all.